Did you want to review anything? Hello.
No, what do you mean? Like past episodes?
Yeah, we can talk about any.
You're gonna quiz me?
Yeah, what's your favorite episode?
Well, I told you like the last one, the sound quality was the
It was
best.
bad, right?
So, and also it was very long.
It was an hour, a little over an hour.
Yeah,
It's like an hour
you
15.
guys went off on aliens, huh?
A lot of sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, X-Files.
Yeah, I didn't get to the X-Files. But what was the last episode before that?
It was with you and I talking about mental health.
Forgiveness.
Is more than say. Didn't you say people like the mental health one or something?
People voted for that topic.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, so we don't need to talk about that anymore.
Mental health. I know. We're fine.
Yeah.
We have no more problems.
Today, like, at the gym, the coach is like, what do you do for work? I'm like, I work in mental health. And she's like, wow, you really need to be here then. Like, working out. I was like, yeah, let's see if this helps.
Yeah, like, you need a way to, like, release that
energy, stress. Yeah.
Trauma, even.
I actually saw, like, a meme that said, like, the best way to relieve anxiety is to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, 100%. Like,
yeah.
It takes out, like, you use so much energy from it, and it just makes you, like, very, like, calm and not, to me, like, just very chill.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I think I said this yesterday. I was going through like a depressive. I know we're not supposed to talk about mental.
We're going right back into.
I was going through like a depressive state in my life like a year or two ago, and
like around this time or just
no, it was in like January.
Okay.
December, January, and Jesse kind of like threw Kobe into living with me. Like Jesse hadn't moved in, and so it was just like me and Kobe. And he was having a lot of difficulties adjusting as well. Like he kept coming to visit my house and then going back to like Jesse's dad's house and stuff. So like back and forth. So he was having a lot of anxiety too.
Oh, okay.
And he would cry a lot, and I was just like kind of going crazy because I was
Kobe was crying a
Kobe
lot.
was crying a lot.
Oh.
And like he loved being with me, but he always wanted to be with me, and that's when he would cry, is like when he couldn't be with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like because I was in a depressive state, I didn't want to like give him all of the attention. And because I like cope well just by myself. And I figure shit out like when I'm depressed and stuff, like by myself a lot of the time. And well, at least that's how I feel like I cope. And I kind of just started like letting go of that, and I was like, well, I guess, you know, me and him are stuck together. Like, he's my responsibility. And so like over time, I want to say like Kobe helped me get out of depression.
Wow. Because he like relied on you.
Yeah.
And you were like, I gotta be there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of like
that's crazy.
A therapeutic thing between us.
That's why people, like, especially where I work, they literally get dogs.
Yeah.
They get service dogs and stuff.
Service animals.
Because then it's like, it's just their companion.
Yeah.
And it's basically a reason for them to, like, keep going. And I actually heard a story from one of the residents the other day. He was saying, like, we were driving on the freeway. He's like, oh, I used to be homeless right there. I lived right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did you get out of being homeless? Like, how did you even become homeless, first of all? So he told me, like, his whole story. But basically, he went to the shelter and got this dog. And she's, like, a really sweet pit bull. And I'm not sure what made him, like, get the dog. I guess he just wanted one. But I thought that was really weird because he's homeless. But he still wanted a dog.
Yeah.
But, like, basically, he was, like, doing drugs every day and, like, being homeless. And then he was just like, you know, I can't let my dog be around this environment anymore.
Yeah.
And he literally, like, looked into, like, treatment centers and stuff because of the dog. Like, not even for himself.
For the dog.
For the dog, yeah. He was literally
Somebody
like...
needs to take care of the dog.
Yeah, he's like, I can't even believe I have her in this like environment. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't want her with these people. I don't want her around drugs. Like, and he, like that's what caused him. Like it wasn't because of himself.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That dog like really saved you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like Kobe saved me in a lot of ways from
Oh,
just like getting out of a depressive state
yeah.
that I was in.
You're like, I have to snap out of it. Like,
Yeah. Because I mean, like, I think it's normal to be depressed every now and then and be like,
mm-hmm.
oh, I feel so bad for myself or I hate my
My life
life. Yeah.
sucks.
But you need to eventually find out how to get out of that
Yeah,
mindset, you know?
yeah, for sure.
Um, and speaking of mindsets, like going into our topic, we were going to talk about veganism.
Yeah, you want to talk about veganism for some reason.
Well, because we said that the last time we were here, I was like, you mentioned you being a vegan and how you
Oh.
realized you were being annoying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you're like, why did you let me do that or something? And I was like, we should talk about this
Yeah, you're like, let's just talk about it next time.
next episode.
Yeah.
Um, and then so the reason I mentioned the superiority complex
I know
or
why you
disorder
mentioned it.
is because there's a correlation there.
Yeah, there as I
Yeah.
was reading it, I was like, okay, this is basically how I was acting.
So well, let's start like going into your experience of like when you went into it and how or why and just like
Okay.
explain all that.
Yeah. So in I don't even know what year it was. Maybe like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 2017 because I just started at Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Uh-huh.
I had seen like a documentary called What the Health on Netflix, and it was just talking about like the food industry, like the farms and even like dairy farms,
Mm-hmm.
and they were exposing them and saying like the way they treat the animals is like very unsanitary, and like there's a lot of hormones and chemicals that go into like their bodies, and it's going into the food.
Mm-hmm.
And then like beyond that, they were kind of just saying like dairy and meat, like you don't even need it
Right.
necessarily for your body. Like you can live off of like plants and fruits and stuff, and they were just going into that like a lot. And then they talked about like environmental factors, like how much the meat industry uses up water,
Yeah.
how much like mostly the whole water thing, yeah. And then like the whole killing animals too, you know?
Right.
Like it just looked wrong and it looked gross. So instantly I was like, "Oh, I wish I could do that, like stop eating meat, but I can never do that." Cuz it just seemed like too hard cuz I wouldn't know what to eat.
Right.
But like what really did it was at the same time my grandpa, who I lived with, my grandma and grandpa, he had just gotten sick like super random. Like he had like perfect health, like maybe not perfect because he never went to the doctor, but like he went because he was having like some sort of pain, and it turned out that he was having like kidney failure, liver failure, like all these health issues, and it was like for no reason besides he wasn't eating well.
Right.
And I would see the way he would eat, like he ate a lot of like ice cream and like meat based, and like not a lot of exercise, so he just like wasn't healthy like any other American basically.
Right.
So I was like seeing how his like basically he wasn't even that old. He was like early 70s. No, maybe late 60s. And I was just like that sucks because of his like food choices and like exercise choices. He has to suffer, and like he hasn't been able to like enjoy like towards the end of his life, you know?
Right.
So that was it for me. I was like, I'm gonna like eat better, and I'm gonna do like what the documentary says to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me like a month to do research, and like I thought about all the foods I normally eat, and I basically just found a substitute for it. So like I found all the substitutes online, all the vegan like meats, all the vegan cheese, all the best vegetables for me to eat, all the best like beans for me to eat.
Right.
Like how can I get the most protein? Like what tofu? How can I make tofu? And then I just went to the store and bought all of it, and that was it. I was just vegan after that, and I lost like 10, 15 pounds like in like 2 months, like
Yeah.
not even on purpose. Like it just happened. And I had a lot of energy. Like I used to take naps all the time and I wasn't tired anymore. Like I didn't need to take a nap. So it is like very beneficial, like health wise, but I was going strictly raw vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't even eat bread because I wasn't 100% sure if bread was vegan.
Right.
So I was just eating like tortillas and like tortilla chips and a lot of beans, a lot of broccoli and like kale and all that. So of course I'm gonna like lose weight. And then I started even going to the gym too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got like, I guess, really, really healthy and I felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I just thought it was better than everybody after that.
And then,
Well, I was vegan for 5 years. And then when I was in Oregon, like I don't know, I just became very like loose about my, I guess, beliefs and how I felt about things because I was always like, oh, like I'm doing this for the environment, I'm doing this for the animals. But then like out of convenience, especially because where I worked with the kids, like they provided lunch for us,
uh-huh.
and I didn't want to explain to the kids like I'm vegan, you
Right.
know. So I was like, man, I'm probably gonna have to start eating their food like little by little, you know. So I I don't know. I saw some chicken wings and I was like, I'm gonna eat these wings. I'm gonna eat these wings, you know.
That was like the beginning.
Yeah. No. First, actually, I started eating eggs
Oh.
because I wanted to have like more protein. So I started eating eggs, and that was fine. And then I was like, well, I'm just gonna eat chicken wings. Like I'm gonna see how it is. And then after that, I was like, oh man, these are so good. Um, and like now it's just very convenient. Like,
Yeah.
just not being vegan is very convenient.
Yeah. And so when did you stop being vegan?
Like last year and like around this time, I want to say.
So you were still in Portland
Yeah.
and you're probably already gonna head back over here soon, right?
Yeah, like a few months. Yeah.
Um, so you started eating and
Chicken. Yeah.
did you reflect? Like when did you start reflecting on like your mentality or like your attitude
Well, I
towards
think I started reflecting even before I started eating meat.
uh-huh.
I was kind of just like I don't feel the same enthusiasm as I did before about being vegan. Like I honestly just started to care less about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. It just happened. I guess I just kind of got tired of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, like there's a lot of other foods out there that I haven't been eating
Yeah.
and I should probably like just be more open. I kind of wanted to just be more open-minded.
Do you think it helped that during or around the time that you became vegan that it was actually becoming trendy? So a lot of people were eating vegan and there were a lot more options. Do you think
Yeah,
that helped you like
there
eat more
were
vegan?
there were a lot more options coming out when I became vegan. Like restaurants had a lot of vegan options and stuff, but it honestly wasn't easy. Like I didn't have anyone that was vegan around me, and
Mm-hmm.
all my friends and family were like mad at me about it.
Yeah.
And they were like, "That's stupid. Like just eat what you want, blah blah blah." And I was like, "I am eating what I want, you
I
know?"
remember you had come to my house and my mom had seen you and then you left and she was like, "Oh my God, she's so skinny. Is she
Really?
okay?" I'm
That's
like,
funny.
I'm like, she's just vegan.
She's just vegan. I think I remember that. Like I ate just like a bunch of hummus at your house. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you were really skinny because you're already a small person anyway.
Yeah.
So like, you dropped a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Um,
That's funny. You didn't tell me your mom said that.
I mean, because you and I were having a little bit of. I remember being like, dude, why are you gonna be vegan? That's so dumb.
Yeah. You were like totally like not
I was
for
like,
it.
just watch what you eat and like don't eat so much meat.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, like, you're really persistent on being like the full vegan
Yeah.
experience.
I didn't
And
want any of it. I didn't want to contribute to like what the farms are doing.
right.
Like it's honestly still really messed up what they're
Right, because
doing.
it's not even just water that they're using to, make meat,
Yeah.
it's like all these resources,
A lot of
land,
yes.
water, gas,
Gas, yeah.
oils, like
Not only that, but like
chemicals, all
these
of it.
companies are selfish and they just want to make money and they
Yeah.
buy out small farmers.
Hmm.
So if I would say like if I had known a person who was a farmer, like I would buy meat and eggs from them. But
Right.
because that's not available to us, I don't want any part of like the industry.
Right.
That was like my big thing.
Yeah. And it is a form of protest in so many ways.
Yeah.
But I think just like with anything, there's just like an extreme side, and then there's like a, what do you call it, like a spectrum of
Mhm.
how severe and like bad it could be.
Mhm.
And I think the extreme side is feeling like you're superior and talking down to others and trying to like make everyone else be on your level apparently,
Yeah.
and like not even being about your initial cause and like your form of protest anymore. And I think
Mhm.
some people that I've come across, they go to that extreme where they're trying to convince me, a person who also hasn't eaten like red meat in a long
Mhm.
time for my own personal reasons, but like talking down to me in a way like that I should be vegan,
Yeah.
you know?
I hate that shit
And
when
it's
people
like
do that. Yeah.
I have my own thing that I'm like protesting in my own way. And I think being on this spectrum of just like being mindful or protesting what you're not going to eat for your own reasons, like I think it can get dangerous
Mhm.
when you start to think you're better than people, and then you get to this extremeness where you don't even see that there are some people that are actually struggling in life and they're extremely oppressed, especially like people of color. So then there's like a form of racism in this whole mentality where it's like
Mhm.
you're, and classism, like, because you're in this privileged stage of your life or presence of your life where you can afford to actually pay for vegan products, substitutes, healthier options, versus like working class people that sometimes can't afford that type of food.
Mhm.
And like food is so expensive.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, people would say that, like, oh, it's so expensive to be vegan, but it's really not. Meat costs way more than vegetables and tofu.
I mean, there's also a difference though, because it's like what kind of vegetables you're getting. Nobody's going to the 99-cent store to get vegetables. Working class people are. And those type of vegetables aren't even like the healthiest either. They have a lot of preservatives, they have a lot of
Mhm.
chemicals on them. Like I don't know too much about it, and I'm not going to act like I do, but what I have learned is that healthier food is actually more expensive than, you know, regular food. And it's kind of hard at this point now because you go to McDonald's and that shit's expensive too.
Yeah.
So you can't even compare sometimes.
Yeah.
But I do know that, or from what I have learned over time, is that healthier food is kind of more expensive in a lot of ways, and maybe not all the time.
Yeah.
But and then I think it's also it differs when you have a family. Like, maybe for one person it's easier and affordable to be vegan, but for a person who has like two kids and
Mhm.
their husband or something
Yeah.
or more, then that's when things start getting more expensive and it's like kind
Mhm.
of impractical to even go down that route.
Yeah, it's definitely way more convenient, especially if you're in a family, to just not be vegan because you can buy meat and you could buy things like in bulk and make it all at once, but you can't really do that like with tofu and like I mean you could do that with veggies, but like the thing about being vegan, you have to be very creative
Yeah, I'm
with what
sure.
you're gonna eat. It takes a lot of research and you have to be near a Trader Joe's. Like I only shopped at Trader Joe's and Sprouts. And like you said about people who are working class, like they don't live near a Trader Joe's or a Sprouts probably. They live I mean maybe they live near like, the Mexican supermarket, which
Hmm.
actually could have good stuff, but they're definitely not going to have like the same vegan options
Right.
as other places.
Yeah. Yeah. So I found that interesting how because I was reading something earlier about how there is a form of racism instilled in like this veganism
Mhm.
superiority complex. And I
Yeah.
just like I guess I've thought about that before, but when you read it, it's kind of like a different experience. You're like, oh,
Hmm.
never thought about that, like in an actual way that I'm reading this right now.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I guess it does. It definitely caters more to people like with money or like a higher status, I guess, because then like they're the ones who actually know about it.
right,
Like people in like Latin communities, they don't even know what veganism is. Like it's not part of our culture,
right.
which is why my family, like, we're not even super like cultural, but they were like, "That's stupid. Like, what? What are you doing?" Like they would make fun of me for it because it's like so unknown to our culture.
Yeah, or even maybe even just generations as well, because I think a lot of
Yeah.
people put it in like the generation of being like a millennial. That's
Hmm.
where all the veganism happens.
I don't even know anyone that's vegan right now.
Yeah, I
Like personally, I
the
don't.
people that I did know that went vegan are no longer vegan anymore, and you know
Yeah.
it is what it
I
is.
mean, the truth is, I don't think you should be vegan forever, but I definitely think you should try it out for at least a few years because to me, it like resets your body
Hmm.
and it teaches you healthy habits. It teaches you to think about what you're eating
Yeah,
and like look at the freaking ingredients because before I was vegan, I didn't know what the heck any ingredients were. Like, I didn't know what was in the food I was eating. I didn't even know how to cook. I still don't really know, but at least like I did have to make my own food and I would use like air fryer, you know.
yeah. I think that is important to look at what you're eating. It isn't obviously there is the the principle of being vegan like is yes, knowing what you're eating, right?
Yeah.
Like what the ingredients is and protesting that they're using these words and chemicals and ingredients that we don't even know or understand, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's like important to for this fight of being a vegan, but I think it just like it goes to like a severe end of the spectrum, and I think some people got lost in that, right?
Yeah. Some people think like they're gonna die if they're like not vegan, but no, like you're not.
And it's just crazy because then you at least this was like in previous years you would see people like protesting
Hmm.
and like fighting with people, like legit like fighting with
Really?
people,
Oh,
arguing
damn.
with people, and like just because they think you're wrong for not being a vegan.
Hmm.
And I think you can apply this kind of concept or fight into just like so many things. Like you think about um like our political climate right now, right? So you can't even really just be like a Republican anymore.
Mm.
You're either like you're a Trump supporter. That's the furthest end of the spectrum now at this
Hmm.
point. And you, and for a Democrat, you're a complete like libtard. That's like
Yeah.
the word.
Oh,
And that's
damn.
like the end of the spectrum for that. And so it's
Libtard?
like you're either or, and there's no longer like an in between.
Nah,
In
that's so stupid.
and if you're not Republican, you're just automatically
A Democrat?
a Democrat, which
Okay.
is interesting because that's not true, especially for a lot of people in our age group.
Hmm.
Like we don't want to identify as a Democrat,
Hmm.
um, but because we're not Republican, we just get thrown into this
Yeah,
Democratic
because we're
Party.
liberal, then it's Democrat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so I think like everyone just wants to see everything as like such black and white,
Hmm.
and that's not
Yeah.
life.
No, it's not. And I feel like I always like do things in an extreme way. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
you're hardcore.
Yeah, I am very black and white, but like I am learning that there's definitely like in between
Yeah,
for everything.
right.
Like you don't have to be vegan and you can still be very healthy.
Yeah,
Like all these things like you don't have to be political, but you could still care about like
social
yeah,
causes.
you can still care about causes, you can still be an activist, but like I don't know. There's like so much gray areas. Like not like literally nothing is black and white, I feel like.
Yeah, and our world and especially our media like paints it to be this black and white like thing that it's not. There's so many people that are like in this gray area, and it's probably majority of people that are in
Mm-hmm.
this gray area of
For
opinions
sure.
and like activism and just like their beliefs
Mm-hmm.
rather than to being on this extreme side. But a lot of our media portrays a lot of the extremeness from both sides.
Yeah, because that's like what's the most entertaining.
Right. Because like I'm sure there's a lot of there has to be some vegans that are like, just doing their thing, minding their business
Oh
and
yeah,
not
there's a
like
lot.
trying to impose their beliefs on other people.
Yeah, for sure.
But because the extremists they get a lot of the attention, I think that's where this
Like
whole
the
judgment,
protesters and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they do get a lot more attention. I mean, I think it's cool like when people go and protest at farms, but if you're gonna be like fighting people, that's just contradicting because like you're trying to save the animals, but you're gonna fight like a human. Like,
Yeah,
what the
right.
heck?
Um, and I think it was interesting, and I'm probably gonna fuck this up, but the article that I was reading, she said how, you know, vegans are fighting for the cruelty of animals, right?
Yeah.
And in reality, humans are also treated in a cruel way and they're exploited just like animals in a lot of senses. We're exploited in our labor force, we're exploited, and there's just a lot of cruelty that like we can probably there that parallels in these same kind of fights.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing is that we don't understand animals
Mm-hmm.
like in a communicative way.
Right.
um so this person was saying that it's kind of hypocritical to be upset at somebody, especially somebody that you don't know, and that somebody that can be in like a working class environment or a person of color that really doesn't understand or has time to understand what a vegan is,
Mm-hmm.
and can't even afford to be a vegan,
Mm-hmm.
um,
To
or
be
to
mad at them
or
for it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and how that's like kind of hypocritical in its own
Yeah.
way.
That for sure. Like I knew like being vegan, I was like, I think a lot of people are gonna hate me because they're automatically gonna think that I think I'm better than them. And I didn't want to come off that way. I was like, like make your own decision. Like do what you want. Like the last way to convince somebody to do something is to freaking like force them.
Right.
So I was like literally like eat what you want. Like I'm doing what I want to do for myself. And
Mm-hmm.
it's funny because the people that I was around a lot, they ended up like eating vegan food because they were like it looks easy. It looks good.
Yeah.
They're like why not do it like a little more often,
Right.
And I'm like that's cool.
I've never been opposed to vegan food, especially when that place Organics was here.
Yeah,
They
we
were
ate
here for a
there.
long time,
That place was
and
so good.
I would go there often, and I I didn't see like a huge difference in the food because they were so good at what they made.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of good vegan places actually.
but once like the trend and the craze started happening, I did try some more vegan food, not because I was intending to be vegan, but because I was just open to like trying it. And I kept getting let down, and
Mm.
therefore I kind of just like stopped because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not gonna keep wasting my money on this shit.
Yeah, it's not cheap, especially if you're eating out.
Yeah,
And I have heard a lot of people who eat vegan food. They're like, it tastes like too planty, tastes like dirt, and like they would say these things. And like honestly, for me, I'm not picky at all with food,
mm-hmm.
so I thought everything was like it's fine. But like for someone who has like I guess a really good strong palate and
Right,
is like a foodie, then they like probably wouldn't want to be vegan for very long or they'd
yeah.
have to be very selective.
Do you think your palate has changed because of you being vegan, or just maybe you just are growing
um
up and it's changing?
no, I mean I've always been open to like all types of food, like pretty much all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it hasn't changed, like from when
Nah.
you were like in your early 20s to now, like.
Well, for sure like so when I was like hardcore raw vegan, I remember I was really hungry at school and I bought some fries and I was like, these fries are disgusting. Like they just taste like nothing and like pure oil. and it was because I was making my own fries
Oh my god.
at home.
Uh-huh.
And like, yeah, so my palate did change for a little while. Like that tasted nasty to me.
Mhm.
Like you could taste like the processed stuff.
Right.
So it did change for a bit, but I think now it's like back to normal.
Yeah, cuz I would say like for me, I didn't used to eat like I hated the crunch of onions, like white onions in my food.
Mm,
And now I will have that in like my food,
yeah.
and like I would only get like a little bit on my tacos, and like now I'm
Mm,
just like throw it
a
on there.
lot. Wow.
I can't eat like a shitload, but like it's still like a lot more than what I used to. I used to barf at the
What?
sound of like me crunching
Really?
on an onion. Like
That's
it would
so
really gross
weird.
me out.
Damn. Okay, so your palate definitely changed.
Yeah. I would also say for peanut butter, I never used to really like peanut butter.
Hmm.
And
A lot of people don't like peanut butter for some reason.
yeah, and I would say recently in the past couple of years I've developed more of a liking towards peanut butter.
So when you were growing up, you never had peanut butter jelly
I
sandwiches?
did, but what I would do is I would only put like a little tiny layer of peanut butter,
Oh.
and then I would just mostly cover it in jelly.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Because, like, you know how you love sandwiches so much?
Yeah,
So, like, I've had many sandwiches with you.
yeah.
And I remember you putting, like, a shit ton of mustard. And I'm like, dude, you put too much mustard. But then, like, I think you made me a sandwich and maybe, yeah, I was eating it and I'm like, you put too much mustard. But then I was eating it and I'm like, you know what? It's actually kind of bomb with, like, a lot of mustard. So now, like, I love mustard,
I
dude.
love mustard.
Yeah, I think you turned me on to mustard.
I
Like,
love mustard and pickles. It's so
yeah,
like
it's the best combo.
in my head, like I think it is the best, but I understand why people are like it's too much, it's too sour, it
Yeah,
grosses them
it's
out.
too acidic and
Yeah,
stuff. No, like I used to think there was only a certain amount of mustard you're supposed to put,
yeah.
but then when you showed me, like, no, you could put more. Like, dude, now I eat like hella mustard.
Mustard is like a good dipping sauce. I remember what
Shit,
the hell?
my bad.
I remember I used to also put it in my McChicken
Hmm.
when I would like customize my McChickens.
Not only that, it's like 0 calories.
I don't know.
Like, put as much as you
I
want.
will look at the back.
It literally has like no calories.
Oh, it's mustard seed. That's where it
Yeah,
comes from.
yeah. It's the
What does that
seed, I
even look
guess.
like?
I don't know.
Did you learn? What did you learn about being a vegan?
What do you mean?
Like, what are some interesting things that you've learned, like about foods?
Okay, well, I didn't know what falafel was. A lot of people don't know.
Okay,
It's fried chickpeas.
the Mediterranean
Hmm.
food, right?
And then,
Okay.
like, hummus is made from chickpeas. Like, chickpeas is, like, a staple
It also
for
has
vegan.
protein, right?
Yeah,
A
it
lot of
has,
protein.
well, it has the same amount as, like, any other bean,
Beans.
really. What else have I learned? Well, beans have a good amount of protein. Tofu has, like,
Did you fart
pretty
a
good.
lot
Yes.
when you were vegan?
Yes.
So there is a
I
correlation
was
with that.
eating a lot of fiber and I was farting a lot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a thing. It's definitely a thing. What else did I learn? I don't know, dude. Like soy. I mean, it's like heavily like soy based if you're gonna be vegan, so you gotta be
Was
okay with
it
soy.
soy or tofu or both that cause like I think there's like a hormone thing.
Yeah, so soy, eat too much soy, it's supposed to like raise your estrogen or something.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
I never noticed any differences. Like, I think there's some people who are very sensitive
To that.
to soy and to that stuff, but I'm really not. So, what else did I learn? There's like so many different types of nut milks.
Hmm.
The best one to me was flax milk.
Do you eat drink regular milk now?
No, I don't. I still drink almond milk or
Are you
whatever.
lactose?
I was after like a while, and like when I stopped being vegan, I was like, oh, I'm lactose. Like I'd have a piece of chocolate, and I'd get like bubbly stomach and all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But I think I've made myself not lactose anymore because I drink a lot of like muscle milk,
Uh-huh.
which has dairy. So
So it helps you. Like it helped you balance out.
yeah, like I just made myself like not lactose anymore. You can make your. I feel like you could make yourself lactose too,
Mm-hmm. How do you do that?
just by not having any dairy.
Oh.
Like you're not. Your body's like not used to it anymore. So if you input it, your body's like, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't understand when people become lactose over time. I'm just like, did you not eat cheese
Yeah,
or
I think maybe like
milk?
if they're not eating enough of it, they can become lactose. Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's just people who are lactose.
For me, yeah, I because Jesse's lactose, so we haven't been having a lot of like milk,
hmm
but I think I need milk because I've been feeling like my teeth are sensitive lately.
Hmm.
And I was reading that it has to do possibly with having not enough calcium.
hmm
So I need to start drinking. Well, I'm starting to drink milk
Like regular milk.
more. Yeah, I need
Okay.
more regular milk.
Interesting. I don't honestly believe that regular milk does anything beneficial
Really?
at all.
Why?
No. Well, in that documentary they talked about it, and there's also calcium in a lot of nut milks.
Did you watch a lot of the vegan activist documentaries?
Yeah.
All of them?
Uh
There was one like called Got Meat,
no, I didn't watch
Got
that one.
Milk.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
I
I
saw
don't
that
think
on
I saw.
Netflix a lot.
Did you watch it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't watch that one. But I don't know, like I just don't believe it cuz when I was a kid, I drank a lot of milk
Hmm.
and I still like chipped my tooth. Like I didn't have no muscle. Like I was just fat. Like
I think with your teeth though, a lot of it is genetics. So you
oh,
you're like some people are born with more uh enamel on their teeth than other people. And I think for me,
hmm.
I wasn't like
Yeah.
my teeth are kind of like not as strong. And it doesn't help that I put lemon in like everything
Oh yeah.
and that
Yeah.
chips away at your enamel as well.
Hmm.
So I've been trying to like reduce my intake on lemon
Hmm.
and pickles and
That
mustard.
sucks, dude. Don't do that to
I
yourself.
know, but it's just for right now. I think I can like hopefully gain some strength. If not, I'm gonna have to get those veneers.
Veneers? Like wear them all the
Imagine like my
time?
teeth break. Oh, that's like the worst
Dude,
thing.
I think you've always been afraid of like your teeth like being
Falling.
yeah, like you're always talking about not always,
My
but like I
teeth.
remember like a while back ago you would talk about your enamel and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Well, it's because when Christine and I did that like dental
Oh,
assisting class, we learned a lot about like our teeth.
yeah.
And so I learned about my enamel, and I learned that some people are actually born with more yellowish enamel than others, which also can explain why people have more yellowish tones on their teeth than
So
other
that's a
people.
good thing?
No, it's just like a thing. It's
Oh,
like, sometimes you can be like, that person has yellow teeth, and
yeah.
it's sometimes just like a natural thing that happened to them.
Oh, damn. That
Not like
sucks.
necessarily because they smoke or drink
Yeah.
coffee or something.
You have
Yeah,
pretty white teeth
they're okay.
from here in the darkness.
And it also helps if you have like darker colored skin because if you're like tanner, your teeth look whiter.
Dude,
And
yeah.
if you're whiter, then your teeth don't look as white
Yeah, you
because
can
you're
see the
matching with your
yellow.
skin. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks. People always tell me like your teeth are so white. I'm like, I'm just really brown. Like, don't
Like the
worry.
contrast really like
Yeah,
helps.
that makes sense.
But I haven't had a chance to tan myself this summer, which sucks.
Yeah, dude, you're looking a little pale.
Pale, huh?
Yeah.
It's already like the end of summer.
No,
Like
we're
what?
oh yeah, we are in August, but like our summers last till like September.
November?
Yeah, like basically like Halloween.
Yeah.
You
So,
got some time.
yeah. Um I thought we were going to be able to go into this conversation a little longer than expected about
Oh,
veganism.
you want to end it?
Did you learn anything else? You got anything else? Any tips?
Tips?
Yeah.
Well, I did say earlier it is. I think it would be good for people to try it out for like a year or two.
Mm.
But don't do it like you don't have to do it forever, and just do it because honestly, like I feel like taking a break from meat and dairy gives you more energy. I don't know why or how, but like
Weird.
I remember when I started eating meat again and I was going to work out, I was like I don't feel like as energized to work out. and when I was vegan, I felt like I could like go on forever.
Mm-hmm.
Another good thing about it is when you eat and get really full, it's not like a gross full when you're vegan.
Yeah.
It's like a very satisfying full.
Interesting.
So yeah,
What was your favorite thing when you decided you're gonna eat meat again? What was like the best thing? You're like, I'm gonna go eat this.
excuse me, just literally like wings.
Just wings?
Yeah, dude.
Chicken?
Yeah, chicken wings. Cause like there's not really good vegan chicken wings. At least I didn't have any.
It was like cauliflower, right?
I mean, there's like fake chicken meat, but there's like it's not the same because there's no bone.
Because I remember one time I had a vegan buffalo wing.
Yeah, and it
was
cauliflower.
cauliflower. I was like, what the
Cauliflower
fuck?
wings are good, but like
I like cauliflower, but don't call them a wing.
dude, there's something about wings with the bone. Like I like boneless too, but like there's something about it that's like so satisfying. Like I want some wings right now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude.
you didn't go running to like In-N-Out or something?
I did go to In-N-Out. Yeah, I did. Well, the In-N-Out in Oregon was 40 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
There's not even supposed to be an In-N-Out there.
Yeah.
Like, so.
It's just there. There's only one?
Yeah, there's only one. And like, I remember I told my friends, like, oh, I'm gonna go, and they were like so mad at me because I went without them.
Oh my god.
I was like, I should have waited, but like, it was my day off. Like,
yeah.
What do you want me to do? And they ended up going another day without me. But yeah, like I got In-N-Out, I got like a cheeseburger, and it was like so freaking good. Like, oh my gosh.
Did I tell you I had In-N-Out? I think it was it last year? Maybe even this year. I'm pretty sure I had one last year. And
like you had meat?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Like a cheeseburger?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's fucking good.
Yeah.
And my stomach was hurting after that.
Yeah.
And I felt like nauseous. Like,
yeah.
I felt really nauseous like the rest of the day.
I think I had a stomachache too.
But
it was too much.
It was like just the smell of it. I was like,
so good.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
I mean, even the grilled cheeses are bomb. Like you don't even have to get the meat.
The thing is, it's not satisfying for me. Like,
yeah,
I haven't eaten red meat for like since I was like 15, around that age, and there have been accidents that have happened, but yeah, for the most part, it's I would just like eat the grilled cheeses, and I was like, I know this sucks. Like, I still remember being like younger and like me and my mom and my brother going to In-N-Out and like eating the cheeseburger. And I still remember that like taste, and so
yeah, you knew how good it was.
I was like, I know what I'm missing out on, and this is just not enough,
dude. Like no burger compares to In-N-Out. I'm sorry. Islands is pretty close, but I like
it's
Islands.
just like so like thin and simple and tasty, and
I get double doubles now.
I can't.
Yeah.
I think like I'm willing to. What else did I try? Oh, maybe like 2 months ago I had a carne asada taco.
What?
Yeah, it was good, but it also hurt my stomach.
Yeah. Dude, you know what I was eating a lot when I came back to move back? I told my mom I'm not vegan, and like she was like, okay, cool, like I won't be vegan either. And we ate.
Your mom's so funny.
I know.
She's like all supportive of you and everything. She's like, I'm vegan now.
Cracks me up. So I told her, I'm like, oh, buy some bacon. And so she bought bacon, and we're eating it. We're like, it's so good. And we ate so much bacon. I told her, stop buying bacon. I'm tired of it now. I was like, I'm over it.
Oh my god.
We were like, oh my gosh, because there's no good vegan bacon.
No. Organics used to have what did they have? They're like the
tempeh.
I forgot what it was called.
They closed?
Yeah. They're not there anymore. They haven't been for like years.
What happened?
I think what somebody that was working there told me was that the owner and the son weren't just like they weren't making enough.
Damn. Maybe it was like the location.
Possibly. They've been there for so long though. They've been there for so many years, and I guess they actually used to be in in Highland Park where Starbucks is, and there's like the 99-cent store.
Yeah.
They actually used to be in that plaza.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. and they like moved over here to Colorado, and I guess it
Mm.
just wasn't working out.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird location right there. I feel like there wasn't like a lot of food in the area.
Yeah.
That place was so good.
Also, I
Damn.
don't think they were like, yeah, it's just a weird storefront. People also
Yeah.
didn't know they were like making food there.
Yeah, because it was like a market.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I'll still eat vegan, like for fun. Like,
Weird.
it's still really good. I'm
I
down.
I've yet to find like a place that I'm like, I'm down to go over there and
Have you been a
spend
veggie girl?
money. I like Veggie Grill.
Veggie girl is fire,
It's pretty
dude.
good. I
Yeah,
like their fries.
I like everything from there.
They have good fries.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's pretty vegan, vegetarian.
veggie girl.
Hmm.
It's all vegan.
Yeah.
So even the ranch.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I thought it was like vegetarian too for some
Um,
reason.
when I go to Sizzle Pie, I still get the vegan pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Damn.
Cause like Sizzle Pie's legit. Like they always have at least one vegan option, sometimes two, and they have vegan ranch for some reason, and it's amazing. Like,
The only pizza that I've ever found that's like comparable to Sizzle Pie, from what I remember, is Town Pizza, which is over here.
oh, okay.
Have you been to Town Pizza?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they have pretty good pizza there.
Wait, so you had Sizzle Pie?
Yeah,
Wait, you went to Portland?
yeah,
Forgot.
I told you that.
Okay, it makes sense because that's why you brought up Sizzle Pie
Yeah,
that
because
time.
I remember that was
Yeah,
like a really good spot
but
that
did you
I
get it?
went
You
to.
got the vegan one?
No, how
You
did
got
I
the
do
regular
that?
one?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
don't ever ask me.
Don't. I thought you said don't harass me.
Yeah, I went to Portland and it was a weird experience.
I remember when you went. It was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Hmm.
Okay, I remember it now. And you said you didn't really like it.
Yeah, I didn't.
I remember.
It's very trendy and fun and like that in that way. But yeah, as far as like the people, it didn't seem like it was weird.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, dude. I had a really good time. Like I didn't want to come back. I was like, damn it.
I feel like you like can't make up your mind because you're like I'm ready to come back, and then you come back and you're like I want
Like,
to go
yeah.
back.
No, like I know that going out to visit is always going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then when you live there, it's like it's still fun, especially in the summer, but it's not always like that when you're on vacation, you know?
That's true.
Anywhere is fun when you're visiting.
Yeah.
Even like I don't even know if LA could be fun if you're visiting, but it's like it's what you make it, dude.
I think LA, I mean, this is also being very biased, but I think LA is just like fun every day.
Really?
Yeah.
What's so fun about it?
There's always something to do.
There is.
There's
a
like
lot.
always
There's a lot
something
to
to
do.
do. And
That's true.
you have to know about things and places and events and venues, but
There's
there's
a lot.
literally always something
Oh
to do.
yeah, that's so true. There's always something going on.
And
You're right
like
about that.
I don't know. I've been to a lot of like cities and states and stuff, and like I probably also don't know about all these like cool things as well, like I'm saying about LA,
Yeah.
in other states. But from what I experienced, I was like,
No,
nothing
you're right.
compares.
Yeah, there is a lot going on out here. That's so true. In Portland, there's a lot going on in the summer, obviously, but like
Mhm.
in the winter, it's like don't leave your house. Like don't be stupid. In the winter out here, it's like basically any other time.
Yeah, I think
So-
Austin's fun.
Yeah.
I had a good
there's
time in
a lot going
Austin.
on.
New York is always going to be just like lively. It's literally what people see and think it
Mhm.
is. It's like
Same with Vegas too, I guess.
Vegas is
Yeah.
always pretty fun too. I want to
There's a
go.
lot.
I want to go back to Vegas.
I want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
go.
wanted to go in the summer, but
Remember
I
that
just-
time we went with my mom?
yeah, you were all pissed.
I don't know. I was on my
You're
period.
so pissed, and the whole weekend was like, I'm on my period. I don't want to go.
Okay, well, we still had fun, like, at the show.
Yeah, your mom's so nice that she's just like, just let her be.
She's like, ah.
Yeah, like she just lets you be, and I'm like, dude, what the hell?
You're like, dude, you need to slap her. You need to punch her.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
It was fun though.
yeah, I thought it was still fun. I guess it could have been funner.
I mean, it could have. You didn't even. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it.
It's a long time ago.
I'm a different person.
I'm different now.
It's crazy because yeah, you are, and so am I. We're like completely different people.
You're the same. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I do like to talk shit, but
Yeah.
that's about everything.
No, it is different. That was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was
I think this was before you became vegan too.
Yeah. Being vegan changed me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I was like, how am I supposed to get through to her?
How am I supposed to get through to her now? She's all brainwashed.
I know. Let her go through this phase.
Yeah, it's a long phase. No, I do wanted to go to Vegas, so like really, really bad. So
Yeah, I wanted to go.
let's go.
I feel like the summer's over though.
No, dude.
I know. I feel like I have to go back to school. Like
your summer's just starting.
I know.
Technically,
it sucks.
You're going back to school.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You have more classes to take.
I don't, but
what's going on?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna apply for a program this summer.
Oh, apply again?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna tell you. Not this is important for the podcast, but maybe people would want to know.
What?
I was talking to my coworkers, and she said she just got her master's, and she went to Grand Canyon University.
Online?
Yeah, she did all online. And I was like, I wanted to do in person, you know. And she's like, honestly, like, you'll save way more time doing it online, and you could do your work like, your
Whenever,
homework,
yeah,
whenever, even if you travel. And she said that it's very organized. They lay it out for you. Like, you don't really need help, like, from anyone.
Right.
So I was like, oh, yeah, like, I'm going to look into it because obviously, like, it's pretty hard to get into a master's program, but she was able to get in at
really?
Grand Canyon, and she did it for counseling. So she's going to be a school counselor. And I was like, that's legit, dude. Like, this girl has been just moved to LA like 5 years ago, and I was like, why'd you move to LA? Like, from Miami.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, like, I can get why you moved from like Florida? Idaho or I mean, Miami seems like a decent place.
Miami seems fun, but I mean, just like, it's crazy to know that Miami is in Florida, and Florida is just like such a crazy state.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
but like, as far as lifestyle, I feel like it's not too much different. Like, you know, like life, like nightlife and beach and stuff.
There's a lot going on over there.
So I was like, okay, cool. Like, you wanted to move to LA, whatever. And she said since she's been out here, she's just worked 2 jobs and got her master's. And I was like, hell yeah. You know, like, you freaking killed it. Most people come to LA and like
just want to be an actor.
just struggle. Yeah, I mean, like, sure, it was a struggle for her, but like, I don't know, I just thought that was a cool story, you know?
Yeah.
And now she's moving to Vegas with her boyfriend.
I mean, it's cheaper there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're gonna get like a house out there and all that, and I'm like, well, you got your degree now, so there you go.
Yeah. Although, isn't there like other, I don't know, I was gonna say, isn't there like other requirements you have to do if you get your counselors at one state and then you go to another?
Yeah, there's different requirements, but I'm sure they're not like, I don't know,
just probably transfer it.
California and Nevada can't be too different. I don't know what she's gonna do, but I was like, okay, Grand Canyon University, I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, so the program I was looking into is also online. Although I do still want to do in person. It's just the in person one is gonna take an extra year, and it's so annoying because online is actually more expensive when it's like, dude, I'm not even using as many resources as like being on campus.
Yeah,
you know,
that's stupid.
It's so annoying, such a cash grab.
Yeah. Okay, she didn't tell me about which school is it.
Those for Dominguez Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I live closer to that one.
It's a good school.
Yeah,
a lot of Browns.
A lot of good people came from that school, huh?
Oh yeah, the Sublime recorded like one of their first albums there. Like,
really,
super random fact. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess this is where we'll end it.
I have to pee and I have to go to Target. I don't want to, but I will.
What are you going to Target for?
I want to buy muscle milk.
All right.
They sell it.
We'll end it here.
All right.
Bye.